Nottingham Forest are in a Champions League race, better yet, a title race, with a team they have already beaten, and Nuno's Reds remain the only team to take down Arne Slot. But the January transfer window is here, and all teams are all naturally looking to do business, even Nottingham Forest. In January, teams look for players in all sorts of situations. Players who are having a brilliant season, players potentially with a contract coming to an end, players who have maybe moved club and not having a very good time, and that's where we've hit the jackpot. This video encircles Juventus midfielder and former Aston Villa star Douglas Luiz. After a tough start to life in Italy under Thiago Motta, Nottingham Forest, Tottenham Hotspur, Fulham, Man United and Manchester City are all linked to the 26-year-old. So today I'll be diving into the Brazilian struggles in Turin, what he is at his best, why he would suit a transfer to the Reds, but issues surrounding the midfield dilemma once everyone is fit. Let's go. So after a fantastic season under Unai Emery achieving Champions League football, he moved to Juventus for 52 million. This was thought to be a very big but smart move for Thiago Motta's first year in charge. But as of right now, it's been the complete opposite. 2 starts, 294 minutes played, 2 penalties conceded. He struggled to find fitness with injury woes, and I'd argue he hasn't been given a fair chance to impress at Juve. Coming in for big money, yet hardly having a chance to find fitness, consistency and confidence. Coming on for 10 to 20 minutes at the end of every game isn't giving a player a chance to show what he offers for the team and supporters, which piles more and more speculation, more pressure and amplifies all of the psychological factors for a player adjusting to a new team and league. Now there may be some behind the scenes information such as his training and his attitude we may not know about, but on the outside it doesn't look pretty. When he has featured, he has shown glimpses, comfortable with the ball at his feet and keeping his game simple for the role he has played in. His role at Juventus slightly opposes his role at Aston Villa. At Villa he was allowed to drive forward with and without the ball, whilst contributing to progressively playing out, mostly in a pivot with Boubacar Kamara. At Juventus he isn't allowed to move up the pitch as much, mostly sitting back on the left side of the midfield three. And I suspect they'll have a similar role on offer at Forest, but we'll get into that soon. The truth is, I don't think the league is a fit for Douglas. I may be wrong, but if he was to stay and feature as a first teamer, I think he'd flourish, but the league is contrary to the Premier League, much slower, less intense, compared to the Premier League where the ball is flowing much faster. Douglas Luiz at his best at Aston Villa is a consistent number 8 who shares a high influence, taking the ball forwards for Villa in that first phase, whilst crashing the final third late, especially on the edge of the box where he can unleash his shooting from range. He loves to carry the ball forward and his progressive stats prove that. They're impressive. Physically and skillfully he can escape tight spaces when pressed aggressively, he's strong, he can protect the ball by shifting his body into the opponent before he manoeuvres away with his close ball control and agility. The agility means he can escape pretty easily and swiftly, and the close ball control means he can escape powerfully with his take-ons from any other opponent swarming in, making him press resistant. After that, his passing does the talking, short or long. He can find runners with nice through balls, but also with his longer forms of passing in behind. But as you can see, his creativity has plenty of flexibility, and why he shares the most chances created amongst the Villa squad last season, and the second most progressive passes. All of this whilst being able to simplify his game and not overcomplicating it, making him crucial to any team when he's at his best. The technique and ball striking to his game is also top. His assist against Sheffield United is pure class and exemplifies his passing range very well. His assist against Manchester City away shows his quick thinking and ability to find runners, with a nice weight onto the pass. And talking of nice weight onto a pass, this floated delivery against Sheffield United at home proves it pretty well too. And as we know, at Villa Park, he was always a threat on set pieces. An area of his skill set we haven't seen in Italy is his final third threat. He's always had an eye for goal from range, which is why you implement him in a role where he finds himself in these positions. It gives you another way to break teams down and see them off, especially if they're playing very deep. So a hugely technical player to remind you of his capabilities at his best, but defensively he's also aggressive, a strong, powerful duel winner that shares a good ball winning ability that's been a little complacent in Italy when giving away penalties. It can be a little rash in his tackling, but we haven't seen that side of him for a good while. Now let's talk Nottingham Forest. Their midfield consists of Dominguez, Anderson and Morgan Gibbs-White, with Ryan Yates, James Ward-Prowse and injured alternatives of Danilo and Ibrahim Sangare. You may hear this and think, why would they want a midfielder? Well, Ward-Prowse hasn't been amazing. Danilo and Sangare will need to be eased back in, and the option of bringing a luxurious player in and maximising the full use of your current position in the table can't be passed up on, especially a player like Douglas Luiz, someone who would fit in very well with an existing Brazilian group already in the squad and a former Aston Villa player there too. It's a great and easy fit. Now, midfield three of Luiz, Anderson and Gibbs-White would be a dream. The three are ball-carrying monsters who contain immense levels of skill and creativity. But off the ball, if this is going to work, Luiz needs more positional discipline in the number 6 role. Dominguez for Nuno sits further back whilst Gibbs-White and Anderson do their thing, whilst Luiz enjoys his influence in the final third activity. Positioning on the edge of the box leaves Forest a little bit exposed in transition, something they haven't been this season. And in the past, Luiz has been known to be exposed when left isolated defensively, so if he does push a little higher up and there's a turnover, Forest are in trouble. So if he's going to play alongside them two, he's going to have to sit much deeper. Obviously, if he plays alongside Dominguez and one of Anderson and Gibbs-White doesn't play, he can push higher. But the only time one of those two won't feature is for rest, suspension or injury, which may be handy next season in the Champions League. But this doesn't mean that Luiz would be useless from a deeper role. He can access his front men with his impressive passing range, take set pieces for Nottingham Forest, but mainly be instrumental in playing out and counter-attacks. Forest of course are monstrous on the break. Elanga, Anya, Gibbs-White, Anderson, Hudson-Odoi. Luiz in just one pass and a few touches on a high turnover could set them through on goal instantly. He can also use Chris Wood and play more direct passes from there, with the attackers behind Wood playing off him. Luiz, as we know, has a great variety to his creative passing, so he'd be effective either way on the ball. It's just off the ball that poses the question, does he fit into Nuno's team? Or should he opt for a move to a different English club, or even stay put at Juve? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe on my channel and check out any other videos you may enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.